basically have come too far to be too risky with that knee injury, and getting back to full speed, still on a minutes restriction at about 30. They blitz Edwards. Nice cross-court find to Kyle Anderson. Skips into the lane, making just his third start of the season. D'Angelo Russell out with a swollen ankle. Leonard with the pump fake, got it.
Gets to his spot and make you pay the price.
Rivers into the front court, hands it off to Anthony Edwards. Snakes the screen, fires the deep ball, got it. George with the defensive assignment against, Edwards on George. Kawhi into the paint, nice fake. And all know by now the major acquisition in that blockbuster deal that sent players and defense. He's tried his best to step it up in that area as well. Coach Finch telling us earlier his off-ball in a row. How did he get back in rhythm here?
And to me, it's putting Rudy Gobert in pick-and-roll situations.
And Minnesota comes up with the steal.
Minnesota has been outstanding defensively to start this game.
Anthony Edwards just off the mark and tipped up. You get the feeling that it's really about the long game for the Clippers. When you shot clock down to 5, Anderson's got to get busy. Noel for 3, or straight up. Edwards showing help. Covington, bounce pass inside. 7-time All-Star, 13th year. And still one of the best two-way players in the game, 4-time against Covington. Austin Rivers with the blow-by, everything but the layup. Here's Batum. Kennard wide open for 3. Got Kennard. Jackson out top against Moore. Got it back off the deflection.
Fortunately, those are the heartbreakers.
Right.
You have a tough time sleeping at night when you lose games like that.
George, 8:54 to go in the first half.
There's a video of Reggie Jackson actually doing the dance.
With Bobby?
No.
Awesome, man. You can coach him hard, and he'll listen. He'll take the coaching in the right spirit. And Austin Rivers told me that double-figure scoring, 10 points for Minnesota. There's Paul George, guarded by McDaniels. Rivers almost had a steal. Kennard at the other end. His acquired center, Rudy Gobert, says he's the guy that puts in all the work. A true professional. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, mentioned that, and came over in that blockbuster deal. Well inside, got the layup. Also went to the University of Washington. Bad pass inside, but he got it back. Anderson. Gobert slam.
I tell you what I love, Anthony Edwards' defense against Kawhi Leonard, the previous play. Blew it up because he made him take a different direction coming off the screen.
Leonard inside, Noel for 3. And the cold shooting continues. Kawhi got one-on-one, goes around the world, got blocked by Edwards.
I'll give the T-Wolves credit, especially Edwards and McDaniels, the job that they've done setting the tone, taking the challenge one-on-one.
3 ball by Town. Cross court to Batum, and Gobert clears.
That fan base was electric also.
Been a different story this year for Minnesota. Rivers slammed on the brakes, kicks it out to Rivers. Back out to Edwards. Got into the paint, raises up. Games ago, starting to round into form for the Denver Nuggets. Here's Morris out of the timeout, one-on-one against Edwards. Got him up in the air. Nick Batum. Still on Nikola. Still on Jokic.
Yes.
Wide open Jackson, got it.
Force him to get rid of the basketball. Sometimes you can participate and get rid of it too early, but you got to find a way to make sure you have a good mixture of keeping your foot on the gas pedal as a facilitator and a scorer.
Boy,
and to me, one thing that the T-Wolves got to do a better job of, Rudy Gobert is wide open underneath the rim. Once he sets the screen and dive, they are allowing him to catch. They've changed their mentality, they've gotten stops, and they've pushed the basketball off of stops. I thought early on it was the T-Wolves. Which team will be able to get it and sustain it?
But here, Wembanyama. Nick Batum knew him as a 14-year-old, and off the steal. Here comes Minnesota, and he's the size of Rudy Gobert, and nobody believed him. Well, now they do. He actually played for Asbel, the pro team, while he was trying to rehab his torn Achilles in the midst of COVID. That'll have you walking floors at night, folks. And it did with John Wall. Now, watch Moore work out in Stan Remy's gym down in Miami this summer against a bunch of NBA players. Edwards.
Time as a scorer. You still have the ability to make the play, and he does just that.
18 for Anthony Edwards. Here's Kennard. Got it.
Being defended in pick and rolls, trapping, and Rudy Gobert diving in the middle of the paint, wide open. A true point guard would have recognized that. Maybe not the first time.
First point guard in the last 6 or so games.
I tell you what, that's where in a timeout you draw it up so you allow him to see it by putting it to board, and it becomes easier for him to read it.
Terrence Mann, who had his career-high 39 against Rudy.
That's my history.
Tied at 71, a little ISO on the wing for Kawhi. Let it. They clear it out for him. No help. And one more to Kennard from deep. As far as the Clippers are concerned, it's like Luther, never too much.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Leonard with the mid-range. There it is. They bring Edwards over to help out on the low block. Covington. Wide open Kennard. That's the wrong guy to leave loose. Kawhi Leonard.
You want great players to beg to get back in. I'm good, I'm good. So you want that. That's a good thing to have.
That visual is for those of you that think he doesn't need to stay in the game. Nice move by Mann. And the lead is up to 11 with under 6 minutes to go. Anderson in the paint. Got it.
Now, I've been there before. That's missing, you know, some key players that we don't deserve to win anyway. I'm not going to put this guy in position to get hurt moving forward.
They still got another all-star out there in Paul George. Batum got it. Lead is up to 11 again. And Batum with the steal to George. Oh, what a year.
Think about how efficient he was the other night also.
Against the best team in basketball, the Boston Celtics.
Quarter. Give Chauncey Billups a lot of credit because he could have played him back to chase his high and maybe the high of all time.
Well, the Clippers have had the Nuggets on skates tonight. Enough to build a 16-point lead. Originally drafted by the Detroit Pistons. Now with Minnesota. Matt Ryan in the ballgame as well for the Timberwolves. Number 37 in the white jersey. Here's Covington. He knocks down from deep. And rebounded by Nathan Knight. Quickly into the front court.